De regreso aquí en Auto 060 y ahora we're going to switch back to English again because we have James Bell from General Motors. And how are you, James? I hope you had a good holiday season because you're busy working already.
Yeah. Well, for me, the holidays are very important because as soon as you know, in this business, as soon as we finish Christmas and New Year's, it's time for car shows. But let's be honest, going to car shows is kind of fun also.
No, absolutely. But this first week of work here in 2014, it wasn't a car show alone. It's a CES, a Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, which it's been, the presence of the car manufacturers has been growing year after year because there's obviously a lot of technology in the car. So GM had a big presence there this week, right?
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't a car show, but it feels like a little bit because there's so many cars here at the show, and the kind of mixing and convergence of the automotive industry and the electronics industry. It's not something that's coming. It's something that's here. And so you're right. General Motors was very happy to have really kind of three pretty big announcements that I think the fact that people have just kind of nodded their head and said, yep, that makes sense. And in the case of an announcement we made in regards to the Corvette, it's not just makes sense, but it's a lot of fun. It shows you just how much these two industries have really come together, and of course the winner is going to be consumers when they can have cars that are updatable, upgradable, and give them the same enjoyment as far as infotainment as they find with their tablets or their phones.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how things have integrated. So let's talk a little bit about the Corvette announcement. This is something pretty cool that we as journalists have experienced in a different way. I guess in not like the perfect way, because it's basically a camera that records your performance on a track and all that, and give you a lot of information. But when we have done it in different events, I mean, there's like a lot of wires and things that don't really look like part of the car. This system is part of the car, right? The performance data recorder.
Yes, that's right. Well, it was kind of fun, actually, when the Corvette was first introduced last year. Some journalists did note that above the rear view mirror, on the inside of the windshield, there was a little blacked out space, but nobody really asked questions of what it was going to be there. What was the opportunity? Well, now here we are about 7-8 months later, and the performance data recorder has been announced. And this is something we went into partnership with a couple different companies. Cosworth, who does obviously a lot of racing technology and analysis, as well as some video camera companies. And you're right, this is going to be a small camera that's mounted right up by the rearview mirror where it attaches to the windshield. And as you drive, you set it up before you take off, obviously. And as you drive, it will record in high definition your drive. It will also capture braking, throttle position, steering position, gears selected. It's almost like driving a video game in real life. And, of course, it's being recorded as you're driving, so you pay attention to the road. You don't have to worry about pushing any buttons or as you say, mounting cameras that might be not pointed the right direction or have wires that get in the way. It's all integrated right into the car. It gives you great information. Not only is it fun to see and fun to share with your friends and show off to your friends, but it's also a great tool for analyzing your driving style. So if you're at a chance to take your Corvette to a racetrack and you can do several laps, you can really use this service to really analyze your driving, find a way to, maybe if you come into a corner and brake a little bit later and get on the gas a little sooner. These are the kind of information you're going to get from the performance data recorder.
So it's like having kind of an instructor in the car, right? I mean, it's going to give you like all the information about what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's something that that obviously if you do go to any sort of driving school, that is an integral part of that education. And of course, this would be something that would be mounted by the driving school. But now here it is for about $1,500 option. It's something that can be mounted in your car, and we think now it's an industry first here in the Corvette. But we think it's going to be something you're going to see catch on, not just for performance cars, but for a lot of people. I mean, it's just something to give a degree of comfort and security, to have that recording going on and be able to, if anything happens, you've got a record of it. But also just to, again, it's a lot of fun. And it, of course, like I say, it brings that live video game or real life video game feeling to your drive.
Yeah, and also this is connected to GPS, right? So when you go to the racetrack, it records exactly the track at its own, but it can also work outside a track following the GPS. Let's say, like, obviously you're not going to speed on your commute from home to work, but it must give you information about that trip too, linked to GPS?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, with an 8-gigabyte card, you can record 200 minutes, and a 32-bit card, it goes up to 800 minutes, so 13 hours of driving. So, yes, you can use it in many different circumstances. I mean, let's be honest, sometimes using it for a commute home might be kind of boring, but if there's maybe something that you want to show somebody, it's a much safer way of kind of capturing your driving experience. And more importantly, if you buy the new Corvette Stingray, you can rest assured that you're the only person on the road that has such a system built in.
No, absolutely. And also, I think, I mean, like, I'm sure you've seen those compilation of Russian traffic videos,
yeah.
And I believe in Russia it's by law that they have to have these kind of cameras for the insurance as evidence of accidents, and who knows what you're going to capture in that.
Well, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I think that it's, because obviously video cameras and this technology the price has come down so quickly. I mean, you think about, it's a similar kind of camera, just in a much lower resolution that you see in a backup camera. So, the technology is not all that expensive, and I do believe, as you're saying, it's something that we'll see in more and more vehicles going forward. It might, who knows, maybe 10 years from now, it'll be also mandated in this country for insurance reasons, because it does capture some very interesting things in Russia, doesn't it?
No, absolutely. And there's no harder evidence that video. I mean, this is what happened. It's not anymore your word against my word. So I think it's pretty cool. And obviously it's going to evolve into something else, and with all these technologies and connectivity. And speaking of that, the other announcement from GM at Vegas was about connectivity in the car, right?
Yes, that's right. We announced a partnership with AT&T in regards to having 4G LTE available as a hotspot, if you will, within the car. It's really going to give a new level of connectivity and comfort. I mean, we are already, as consumers of data, so used to arriving at a hotel room or a restaurant or a library and finding the Wi-Fi. Well, now that Wi-Fi is going to be within, starting with Chevrolet vehicles, but eventually going across all of GM's vehicles. Your car is now going to be the Wi-Fi. You can attach, I think it's up to 7 or 8 different devices to the system. And there's been some question, well, why does my car need Wi-Fi? I can already have service as I'm, just taking it off the air with my phone or my tablet. And this is true, but you can also manage how people are what they're doing with their devices much better if you have the Wi-Fi service resident in the vehicle. And I think of, like, with children, you could give them, an iPad or something to play with in the back seat, but they could go online and you're not sure what they're looking at. And if you're concerned about what they're looking at, then you now have a driver distraction, and that can get a little bit dangerous. But this new service can actually monitor and allow you to select what sort of access you'll have to the internet, and just give parents a lot more peace of mind, because so many are using tablets to allow their children to have a safer and more enjoyable drive.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a partnership with AT&T, you said, to begin with, I guess, and then so you're gonna have to. Can you share from your own account already with AT&T? How does that gonna work?
Yeah, if you don't have an AT&T account, then it will be something you'll enter into a new agreement, a business agreement with AT&T, and it'll just be like the kind of, on your phone, the data plan you'll set up. This is how much I expect to use. This is the rate that I want it to come into the car, the speeds and so forth. So you'll set it up along those lines. If you have AT&T as your current provider, it was just announced here at the CES show that there will be the ability to kind of pair this car service up with your existing family plan or data plan. There's still it's not available yet. Won't be available until the vehicles come out. But you'll be able to kind of all bundle it all into one to make it much more cost effective and easy to manage.
Yeah, and as the case with the camera, this is completely integrated in the car, seamless to the driver. I mean, you don't see any like a modem sticking out or anywhere, right? Like it is completely.
No, it's integrated quite closely in with this the OnStar circuitry that's already on board every GM vehicle. So yeah, it's very clean, very easy, and this isn't a brand new idea. We've already seen this from some very expensive vehicles from Audi. I think the A8 was the first vehicle to have this Wi-Fi or hotspot available. But now you're talking about a $120,000 or $130,000 car. I think what's exciting about this announcement is that it's starting with the Chevrolet brand, which is of course our most affordable brand. And it's going to be in everything from, the Stingray that we talked about through all the pickup trucks, the Silverados, and even all the way to the Chevrolet Spark, one of the least expensive vehicles in the U.S. market. All of the cars are going to have this as an available option. So it allows, very quickly, maybe if you're buying a car for your child to go to college with, given the fact that the younger generation loves to be connected all the time, you buy the Chevrolet with Wi-Fi, and that kid's going to be the most popular kid in campus.
Yeah, he said, okay. Well, thank you very much, James Bell from General Motors, talking about all the announcements that were made on CES in Las Vegas. So thank you very much, James, and we'll see you in Detroit and Chicago, in New York, and somewhere else around this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Javier. My pleasure.
Bye.